Welcome, everybody, to the Bardstone Publishing Poe Macabre Master Kickstarter discussion group, where we're joined by the mighty Kevin Meinert up there in the upper right. We got the amazingly handsome Bret Pinson in the upper left. And then there's the Wookiee on the bottom here. Goes by Scott Zambelli.
He's sporting the Whitmer this week.
That's right. They had the major demonstration out there, free haircuts on the Lansing lawn. I wasn't able to make it out there, but that's okay. So anyways, welcome aboard, everybody who's tuning in. If you're tuning in, share this viewing. Let your friends and family on Facebook see this amazingness that is Poe, the Macabre Master. Cool. Throw it up there on the screen. So we've got the current progress there. You want to talk about it a little bit, Kevin?
Yeah, it's been a great week. The main thing to always keep in mind for anyone that wants to do a Kickstarter is it's a marathon, not a sprint. And that marathon involves a roller coaster ride in the middle. Mm-hmm. So there's always lots of ups and lots of downs. This week has definitely been that, but we've made some great progress. We've reached our second stretch goal already. Couldn't be happier. 71 backers. I think 125 books at this point, because of the multiple add-ons and everything else. So I'm ecstatic, because this is all about getting the book out, getting it into people's hands. I couldn't be more happy with the way things are progressing at this point. So really, really fantastic.
And since last week when we had our last one, you've added these add-ons, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah. So add-on menu, this is the way that anyone can basically customize their pledge. So if anyone's already pledged and already has a reward, you can just go on and manage your pledge up there in the right-hand corner. Scott kind of points an arrow to the blue button in the upper right-hand corner on the screen, right there. If anyone's already pledged, you can just go to manage your pledge and increase the dollar amount on your pledge to whatever you want to add from the add-on menu. So, in Scott's case here,
for me, I did a $50 pledge, but I want to add the shirt. So how do I add the shirt?
So you just would change your pledge there at the bottom right-hand corner.
Okay, I'm changing my pledge. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Do I even know it? Shoot. Kickstarter. Ah, crap. I think, well, we'll find out if I know my password.
It's like me, yeah. I'm really bad at it.
Let's see.
And then.
Probably typed in the wrong password, or I don't know. All right, I guess I'm going to have to. I thought I was going to do a live demonstration. I guess I'm going to have to wait.
Well, I adjusted mine. I went for the T-shirt as well to get that.
Yeah, I love the T-shirt. There, let me get back to this so we can highlight the T-shirt. Yes. You got a big picture of the T-shirt. Yeah, and it's being done by our friends over at t-24.com.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want to add that on, all you do is you click that button where manage pledge, change pledge, and you just would add $20 to whatever you already pledged. So like in Scott's case, he had pledged $50. He would increase that to $70, and then when the campaign is over, you'll get a survey, and on the survey there'll be a question of if you added money to your pledge, what was the add-on that you wanted, and you'll be able to answer those questions then.
Okay, so at the time, I just increased the pledge by the amount, but it's after the Kickstarter is over is where I actually will pick the reward.
Correct.
All right.
Yeah, so
that's good to know.
Kind of a trick. I researched and picked this trick up from our friends over at Stranger Comics, by the way.
Nice. Yeah.
So that's how they were doing theirs, and I'm like, I wondered how you could do it, because the only other way to do it is to actually get someone like BackerKit or to hire someone to manage the pledges for you, but you really have to get a lot higher in the donations to really make that worthwhile. Yeah,
And let's give a quick shout out to T-24.com.
Yes.
This is their website, TEEMINUS24.com. They have shirts that fit your fandom, and they got a lot of great products here. Easy to buy stuff.
Yeah, we all have a bunch of their shirts.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm still
and
wearing
they're
the
good quality.
Odd Music shirt from them. So for our other podcast.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They even made my family vacation shirts for when my entire family went to Florida to Universal. Fantastic. Everyone loved them. My kids still wear them, which I thought never in a million years would they still wear this T-shirt, but they love it. So,
well, I mean, your kids love that trip, though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I gotta order this one.
I've not seen that one. That's funny.
I haven't seen that one. This must be. I wonder if this is new because I've never seen this one. And you can also get it in gray or black. I think. No, wait. What's the difference? I'm confused. Why is there two options? I don't know.
Maybe it's the cut. Maybe women's and men's.
Oh,
I don't know.
I think you're right. I think it's women's and men's. So, anyways, I'm definitely getting that one. I love it. This is just like the one I have. It says "That's what," and then from she.
Yeah.
Well, you should order it, but since Bardstone's making its Comic-Con debut at Tampa Bay Comic-Con in July, you should have it delivered there because I already messaged Lisa. They're planning on being there, so
awesome. Good. Yeah.
Because they were already set up for it, and
yeah, that all happened today, pretty abruptly today. So that's official, which is fantastic. It'll be our first con of the year, which is really weird to say. July 10th will be the first show we'll do this year.
Well, actually second because we did Great Lakes.
Great Lakes.
Yep. I keep thinking that was last year.
It just feels like it.
Yeah.
Well, I think our calendar will now be like instead it's BC is before COVID,
right?
And AD is after disease. I think that's the calendar. But yeah, right. So Tampa Bay Comic-Con, we are going to have an official presence there. I got the exhibitor booth there. Are you and I sharing that booth, Kevin?
Yep.
Is that?
Yep. Scott and I will be
okay. So Kevin and I are going to
Bardstone booth.
Yep. Kevin and I will man the Bardstone booth, and then Bret is going to have an artist table representing over in Artist Alley as well. So we're going to have a large 10 by 10 booth along with an awesome Artist Alley booth with Bret stuff. So we're really excited. We're going to be hitting the town of Tampa. They won't know what's coming. We'll have to wear our Hulkamaniac shirt and be like, "What you gonna do, brother?"
Well, he does when
Bardstone Mania comes down on you.
Well,
here's the date: July 10th, 12th.
Yeah, this is a happy scenario because with all the other shows that were supposed to happen, San Diego included, this is one of my favorite shows to do every year. And it was a real bummer to kind of have to move it off the list just because of complications with other schedules. But it's kind of fitting that this is the one that ends up being the first one that's going to happen and that we all get to go and do it. So I'm really looking forward to that. I love Tampa. I love the Colombian in Tampa, one of my favorite restaurants in all of America. So
yes, I am looking forward to that. I did not realize the last time I was there was 2017.
Yeah, you missed a couple years. Yeah.
Oh my God, it goes back. Oh hey, we got Jacob Bear in the house. What is Jacob? Good to see ya. Jacob is we're affiliated through him through Ready Comics.
Yeah.
I can't remember if he's still there or not.
I don't.
I don't
think
there.
so, but is he? Okay.
I think he is.
Okay.
Somebody is.
Yeah, Jacob's I think handles some of the printing stuff, and then
I might be starting rumors. I don't know.
The gentleman we dealt with last year isn't there.
Golden.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Jake has been there as long as I've been dealing with him. So
it'll be interesting at Tampa Bay if these celebrities come. We got shooting schedules getting messed up, getting pushed back, and all kinds of things. But so this is the intended celebrity list. We'll see if it still stays true. But we got a lot of great artists. Oh, Tim Bradstreet's going to be there. He's well known for his Punisher art.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, I think this will end up being a very art centric show, just because of the whole scenario, which is a great thing. It's going to make it feel more like a old school Comic-Con. So,
but even with this current guest list, even if they all show up, this is not an insane guest list. It's not, no, it's really not. So this already has a little bit more of a throwback feel.
It's always been one of my, since Tampa and Indiana, seeing people run that show, Imaginarium, and they always do a good job of balancing that. It's not, 50, 60 celebs all at $100 a piece for autographs. They do try to keep it very level and very minimal, and that they're one of the better shows that do a good job of keeping that.
So if you're watching this and you want to go to the Tampa Bay Comic-Con, which is July 10th through 12th, go to their page, tampabaycomicconvention.com, and right here you can buy tickets, and they have info on hotel and travel and everything else.
Well, Jacob said he's no longer at Ready, but Golden is still there. Okay, so
okay.
Okay.
We had the right combo of people, but the wrong person still working there. So
yeah, I just know I got an email about somebody else I dealt with. So, but yeah, Jacob was great. I know I talked to Jacob on the phone a few times for prints and stuff like that, and always great to deal with him.
Right.
Although Jacob's face is still concealed, we don't know his face.
Yeah. But those that are wondering, I got Hawkins here. He decided he has to be a part of the podcast tonight.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, let's make your full screen so Hawkins can get some love there.
See, there you are.
Just before we went live, Bret stepped out of the room, and it was so funny because Hawkins jumped up on his chair, was sitting up looking at the camera, and I tried to get the camera to take a photo, but I didn't get it in time.
Yeah, he's decided it's playtime. So
it reminded me of the NFL draft. Belichick's dog took his chair during the shoot. Yeah. Right. So so this is all exciting. So Poe, if you want to do it, he looks exactly like his profile picture, only vastly different. But if you want to donate to our awesome Kickstarter, once again, let's pull up that screen. There's a couple different ways to get there. One of the ways is you can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/Bardstone Publishing. You can see our links that we've been posting there, or you can go to bardstone.com, which I'm about to share here. Bardstone.com. Share. There it is. You go to bardstone.com, bookmark it. You can always come back anytime. But you see here, you got the Kickstarter tab here. You can also read about our team of people. Right now, we got Kevin Meinert there. We got Bret Pinson. We got myself and J. Travis Smith, who's penciler on Crimson Shadows. You can also see our coming soon titles. We got Poe, the Macabre Master, right there in the works, about to be finished. Crimson Shadows issue 1, we're getting really close to being done with that as well, and we'll be launching the Kickstarter. We're gonna try to time it so it ends just after Tampa Bay Comic-Con. So we're gonna make a good push there and have some special rewards for those who sign up at the show. And then right now, today, I don't think either of you know this yet, unless you're clairvoyant. I writing issue 2 of Crimson Shadows. I'm currently on page 20 of issue 2 as far as the rough writing. I don't have the script yet, but I'm writing the pages out. So I'm through page 20 of 24 right now. So moving along on that really well. Yeah. So we're really excited about this stuff. But the reason why we're sending you here is click that Kickstarter tab, and it'll take you to this page here. And you click there, and it will then jump out to a new window, which takes you to our Kickstarter. So it's all very easy to do and easy to fund.
Yeah.
So let's get you to the Kickstarter itself. Tell us a little Poe, Kevin.
What's that?
Tell us a little bit Poe. Tell us some wisdom of
Some
Poe.
Poe facts, some Poe wisdom.
Whatever is on your mind about Poe.
But again, for any fan of Poe, I think you'll find every one of these stories that he wrote is very, very up to your own interpretation. Everyone will have a different take on how they think a poem makes them feel, or where they actually think that Poe was thinking when he wrote it. So if you really read a lot of the stories, they always credit him as being a horror or macabre or, spooky, scary. He's always put into that category. But over half of his stories are love stories. They really are.
Right.
And some of them are just can be interpreted either way. So the best thing about that is with a book like this, I'm taking these stories and interpreting them in modern time and trying to add a new twist to it, or maybe a little bit of my insight to how I think it made me feel. And two of the stories that are included in the book, which is A Dream, which is just about a man. I picture it as a man that he's at the point in his life where the dream world is the real world to him. The real world is a nightmare because just with the things that have happened in his life, he's only happy when he's asleep, because when he's asleep he can be back with the people he loves. It's a very interesting story, one of my favorites in a small poem. One addition, a late addition to the book, which will increase the book to 26 pages. One of the rewards for the Kickstarter was I'll draw you into the book, and a fantastic backer has picked that reward. Bobby has very emphatically wanted to be in the book. So Bobby is now going to be in the book, which is going to add a new story called 2M, which is a poem about people living their life and not paying attention to the things that really are important. So yeah, it'll be so now the book will be extra 2 pages, 26 pages, and have one extra story. So thanks to Bobby for doing that, and it's been fun talking to him. He's a huge Poe fan, and quite frankly, the man is a human tank, big dude. I'm going to make sure that Bobby is happy. I don't want to meet Bobby in a dark alley.
You drew. I didn't like how you drew me.
Right. He is. He seems like a super nice guy, and he sent me pictures like, "Oh my God, this guy could rip me apart."
I will draw you very well.
That's right. I'm going to make sure it's done very well.
So you're actually expecting Sheldon, and what you got was the Shropshire Slasher, right?
Yeah, and but I'm really I'm having fun with that. So I already had the story laid out. I just didn't know where I would put it, if it was going to be in one of the other issues. So it was very simple, and I just had to change, set up, the illustrations now, so I can make it look, with Bobby's likeness. The main difference was I had everything kind of sketched out and laid out. I've had to adjust the main character a little bit. So I'm like, oh, he's got to be about another foot wider. Okay, let's give him the shoulders, the giant. So, but cool. It's a very fun part of these Kickstarters is doing a reward like that. It's I was really hoping someone would pick that reward. There's no better compliment than to get to draw someone into a book, and and I'm really excited to do that for him.
Nice. Jacob Bear asks, so you guys got together and started your own publishing company? Yeah, a little bit. That's kind of our origin story. Bret Kevin and I, we've been doing this a long time as individual artists. We've been making our own independent comics. And, one day we just thought we wanted to be more like Voltron and just unite into a giant lion robot and call it Bardstone. And that's kind of what we're doing. We're harnessing our synergies together and our different strengths and putting them together to create something more than what we could do individually. And Crimson Shadows especially is our real attempt at a true full-out collaboration, whereas most of our projects have all been individual projects where, we would step in and help each other with maybe a piece of art here or there. But Crimson Shadows we're doing as full-blown, like we have a penciler that we hired, we have an inker, which is Kevin, we have the colors, myself, we have Bret handling the graphic layouts and things and the lettering, and we're trying to make this process where it's more in line with a true comic book company, and it's been very rewarding, that process. So in pooling our various skills together, we want to be able to use this as a way to get product out faster to fans, but also B, our presence at shows. We can combine our expenses together and set up exhibitor booths and have a different presence than we could in just Artist Alley. So, plus, we're all trying to move away from the fan art, and fan art has a place in my heart. I enjoy drawing these popular characters, but that's not creatively, it doesn't feed you. You want to create your own stories.
Yeah, it's been several years. We've all talked about it, and it's just it was the perfect time. Everything just kind of everything laid out correctly, and is something we always had planned. And with the timing of everything, it made sense, and it's worked out incredibly well. The ability to put all the groundwork, which is what really takes all the time. The logistics, the foundations, that's what takes all the time. And this mandatory layoff from conventions and everything else has given us the opportunity to really be able to lay that foundation, and that was the toughest part. So now things should roll a lot smoother and really progress the way that we wanted them to. And just so Jacob knows, you're going to be a lot busier with all the books you have to print and ready, because you're going to be getting them very soon.
He's not there anymore, so he doesn't have to do it anymore. So he's doing something.
That's right. Well, that's right. I keep confusing Golden and Jacob. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Well, Jacob took care of us for so long there, so
yeah. So the books will be printed at Ready. Greg and the team there always do a good job with everything for us, and they do a fantastic, high quality book. Lots of options, which is fantastic. See, Jacob's doing the same thing we are.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, it's fan art had its place, but the business model at Comic-Cons has been shifting, but ourselves too, where each of us are in our lives, it's given us the opportunity. It's riskier and more time consuming to do your own product than a fan art piece. Fan art you can whip out. It's like healthy, nutritious food versus a candy bar or fast food. It's faster and easier to have the fast food, but it's less nutritious. It's kind of that way with fan art versus creating your own. Creating your own, you got to really make it yourself, put the time in, let the dough rise, all that fun stuff.
Right.
Whereas the fan art, that's you're in the checkout line and those bags of M&Ms look good and boom, you got it, instant satisfaction.
Right.
But we're all in places in our lives now where we can take that step back and say, you know what, let's pour ourselves into, and part of it might be our ages too, where we want that reward of creating our own product and our own voice being told instead of just copying somebody else's stuff.
And like you said, it's kind of an itch. It's just you do enough of these shows, and Jacob, you wanted to make sure. There you go. Yeah, we go to all these shows, especially you go to San Diego and Denver, and you really see a lot of self-published comics in a lot of the smaller publications, and it really, you find things that you really like, and it's like, man, that's what I want to do. That's what, it's what you really really want to be able to get to that level, and that's what you want to put out.
Exactly.
It's a tough thing. You really have to jump all in. You can't really just put your toe in it. You've got to, like I said, you really got to go full heart into it. Because the other day I was doing some live sketching, and I drew Venom. I was doing all the different pose sketches, and the last one I'm like, I'm just going to draw Venom. And I'm like, I haven't drawn a superhero this year, I don't think. I'm trying to remember. Yeah. It's really odd to say that, as late in the year, I'm like, I've been drawing bedrooms and beds and dressers and in the woods, like drawing the lake. I was so sick of drawing trees and a tent and a Jeep, and I'm like, my God, I'm so used to the fan art stuff, and it's like, another damn tree. Oh, another tree.
Hey, now Bob Ross would disagree.
That's right. Another happy tree. Well, every now and then I did get to sprinkle in a murder tree, because there is death. So every now and then I'm like, blood tree, So
are those like the angry trees in Wizard of Oz?
Yeah. I had so much fun getting outside of my comfort zone in my box. I mean, some of these pages was a real. It took a lot. It took a lot of different tries, and it's really rewarding to get to the end of that. And I was looking through the pages today and kind of like putting them in chronological order, how the book's going to look. And when you get to see that, and I'm flipping through it on the computer, how it's going to look as a book printed, it really starts to sink in. Like, I'm super proud of this. I am so excited for this to get printed, and be my first fully sequential book that I put out. And I'm so proud of it, and
it's rewarding.
It is. It is.
Bret, you've done a number of sequentials yourself.
Yeah, I actually got shared my one title here. You can pull up my screen. I've shared that real quick if you want. Okay, I am reformatting an existing book to reprint it through Bardstone, and so I've got my Adventures of Carl from the beginning, which is I've done as a print as a trade before, but I'm reprinting it in a little bit larger format. And we'll have it hopefully available in Tampa for through Bardstone.
Awesome.
In fact, I've got to do a new cover for it, but I've done an interior page which shows all the publishing group with Boomtown Press, BP Creations, which is me, and then tied it into Bardstone. So
nice. And we have the same initials.
Yes.
BP.
So I got all the B's, BP everywhere.
BP everywhere.
Yeah. So I'll call it BP3.
BP3, yeah. I like it.
Yeah, so that's what that's what's going on there. So I'm working on formatting that now, so I can try to have that for Tampa, since we actually have a real show we can go to now. And
right,
I know, I'm so excited.
And then I'll probably make some announcements sometime after that for something new for me.
Sweet.
Within some of the stuff I'm doing now. So I'll be finishing up Scabs 5. I've mentioned that before, and I'll do a trade which will be imprinted with Bardstone. The floppy will be still just Boomtown Press, because I want it to be in line with the existing floppies. But then but I'm going to a trade right away with it. That'll be Bardstone. So
nice. Yeah, I look forward to that. But so and even our individual products will be available at the Bardstone booth. So you can get anything that any of us did.
Yeah,
that'd be good.
Yeah, it'll be.
I have, like, even on from outside companies, I have and Legion of Justice is coming out soon. That I did the Color Store issue 1. That's with HB Comics. They're out of the East Coast there. It was about to publish, and then COVID struck the nation, so it got pushed back. But once the season starts up, my understanding is that's supposed to get printed. So I look forward to being able to sell those also at shows, along with I have some. It's part of a shared universe, so I have some copies I can sell of some of their other product that will be available too. So if you want the whole collection, but it's gonna be cool.
Nice.
And one thing too is the style I used in coloring is completely different in Legion of Justice versus what I'm doing in Crimson Shadows. So kind of like what Kevin was saying, how you stretch yourself, and it's like, hey, this is completely different, but it's rewarding too at the same time.
Yeah, I purposely tried on the different stories in Poe to try a little bit of a different style, different coloring style, and try a few things. You know, I've always stayed in my niche because I like my old school thick line inked, you know, 70s, 80s style comics, bright colors. It's what I've always liked, and it's always served me well. With fans have always responded well. So I tried a couple of different things where I definitely have my old school style in some of them, and some others are more of a modern style or more toned out color. I really explored.
You did a great job because, you know, just looking at the art, I would think you had like 3 or 4 different artists.
Yeah,
so
thank you.
You did a great job of capturing different looks and styles.
Yeah, those 4 pages I think give a good representation of some different styles that I was able to accomplish, and again, it was conscious to try to make each story stand out a little bit different, whether it be the art style, whether it be the inking style or the coloring.
Now,
like for the Ravens, much different.
One nice thing about you using different styles is moving forward, you're having some guest artists join in, right? So that'll kind of fit the feel of different styles.
Yeah, so issue 2 I've already got. They're in the mail. Good old our friend Jay Fife done a 3-page story. He's done Annabelle Lee for issue 2, and I'll be doing the colors on that. It looked fantastic. Really excited to get those and be able to work on that. Our friend Sean Forney will be doing a cover for me for issue 2. It's fantastic. And then I'll have some other surprises for issue 3. A few feelers out for a couple of things. That one I'll keep under wraps because I've got a couple out there for some, like, Kevin really really want these people. So yeah, it's I'll tell you, if the Kickstarters go well enough, that would be pretty. That'd be.
I think I know. I can probably guess like 3 or 4.
You probably could. And a couple of
actually,
others.
They're probably all on your wall.
Probably. There's a couple of artist friends, acquaintances of ours that really lend themselves to the Poe style. So I've got some feelers out for some other things. So I'm really hoping that I can score a couple of what I really have in mind, some very specific stories for some artists if they're interested. And then the best part of the Poe is it'll be a 3-issue series, and then I'm going to do a trade paperback collection. But the trade paperback will also be a Kickstarter because it will have a completely new story that you only will be able to get in the trade paperback, and there'll be a long short story called The Case of M. Valdemar. I'm going to say that name wrong, but it's basically a zombie story. But it'll be, I think I have it laid out. It's about a 16-page story in its own. So it'll be a lot of fun. And then also, again, the better these Kickstarters go, and the more funding and the more assistance and support we get from the fans, enables us to do more for the books, either being adding content to the books or improving the books, premium covers, different things like that. So I'm hoping along the way I can just keep increasing and adding some more stories. I have a lot laid out that could really be added, depending on time restraints and everything else. So the sky is really the limit. The best part of doing all this is it really starts to get the creative juices flowing, and you have to start jotting all the ideas down because they just start flowing out. Similar to what we were talking earlier about Crimson Shadows, there's just, you start talking about different scenarios and then just like, oh yeah, this and that, and there's all these other connections and fun things that you're like, man, it's a lot of fun to think about all the different avenues you can take.
And that's part of being the creative process is like for me, what I'll reveal is in issue 2, we get introduced to Sherlock Holmes and Watson. And I'm trying, how do you take something that's iconic, make it your own, make it original, make it so it's its own work. So when people look at it, they know it's your work, not just a ripoff of somebody else's. And that's where some of these characters are so old that they're public domain characters. So it gives you this nice playground to play on, where you're using characters that are familiar to people already, so you're not starting from scratch, but at the same time you're still able to make it 100% your own original. So it's really cool. I'm looking forward to it. Like, one of the ideas I have too is I'm going to start writing an origin story, issue 0, so to speak. But I think what I'm going to do is, through stretch goals on each issue, I'll release like 4 pages as bonus content. And then at the end of it, all of those bonus sections combined will equal an origin story issue that could be published later on or something.
Oh, so, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so kind of like, you buy like all the Marvel characters, and each one comes like with an arm or a leg, and you got to get them all to get the character. Kind of like that. So I'm looking forward to it. This whole process has been just so rewarding. We got this banner in here. If you follow us on Bardstone, let me get Bardstone on there, because I posted pictures. We got the banners in today. I got Bardstone in. I have Crimson Shadows, and I have the Poe ones.
Yeah, they look fantastic.
So we're gonna have to add to that. We'll have to get Bret's series on a banner and some stuff like that. Let me go with share. We go here to here and say share. Here we go. So here we are on Facebook. Bardstone Publishing is our handle, so you can find us that way. And I'll show you the post with the banners. There it is there. So they go up to about 7 feet tall, and they're almost 3 feet wide. They're 34 inches wide each. So in a 10 by 10 booth, that's going to give us a nice backdrop wall with each of our titles there. So I'm excited for this. Colors came out great. They really pop. I really love the colors on the Poe banner. People will be able to see that from 50 feet away, no problem.
Yeah, it looks great. Yep. Yeah, I've got a garage full of swag at this point. The rewards already came in. I've got buttons and stickers and all sorts of fun things. So we're gonna have all sorts of fun things for the Kickstarter, fun things for the when we're at shows. Yeah, postcards galore. I am just
look at that.
Loaded up, man. I'm telling you, this is really fun. These all came out great.
What was it called on that movie with Jennifer Aniston? She was the waitress and she had all the pins on her.
Oh, you know about Office Space?
Yeah.
What
did they call her?
No, it's Flair.
Flair.
She had 30 pieces of Flair.
You have 30 pieces of Flair.
and she was getting criticized. She goes, but I've got 30 pieces. Yes, but the guy over there has more.
Right.
Yeah. So a little side note, a little sidetrack from this just for a moment. We had breaking news come out today that we weren't able to cover on Odd Musings. Do you guys see about the Zack Snyder cut?
Yeah, it's coming to the HBO Max next week, or I don't know if it's coming next week, but they're talking about it's going to come to HBO Max, and they're going to actually maybe film some more scenes for it.
Yeah, the actors might even be coming back. I'm hearing a $20 million budget, but they're expecting to spend $30 million. And they're now saying the actors might all come back and everything to film extra scenes or dialogue.
It just really blows me away. What, 2 years? The film came out 2 years ago, right? Am I right?
Right.
It's 2018, right?
No, George Lucas waited like 20 years before he did a special edition.
Right. I guess I understand why, and there's so much more that you wanted to do, but I don't know.
I'm curious to see it. I won't pay extra to see it. I wouldn't go to the theaters to see it because I wasn't thrilled with the Justice League movie as a whole. Anyways, there was instances I liked, but as a whole story, it really just didn't work for me.
Yeah.
It's because with everything they've done with those last couple movies, they just rushed everything, and it should have been several movies building up to that.
Right.
but I'm curious to see what his cut is, because they've always thought, "Oh, my cut's better," is what he says, and I had more story that fixed a few things.
Right.
I'm thinking, well, did you really?
We need that Thor meme. Is it really? Is it though?
Yeah.
But it will be interesting. Also, he has a benefit because they're kind of lying. There is no Snyder cut. It doesn't exist, and they don't have enough for it. That's why they need a $20 to $30 million budget to shoot extra scenes and extra dialogue. And he has the benefit of knowing what parts of the previous movie everyone hated. So he can fix them. Even if he didn't intend it originally, he can claim it, and everyone will be like, see, he was the genius we always knew. So
I'd never go that far.
Maybe he's just fooling everybody. I'll come out and like, what? This is a whole new movie. This is it's nothing from the first movie.
So even Ben Affleck, I don't know. This is all speculation right now, but I could see Affleck coming back for him at least to do dialogue. So, but who knows? And it depends how much of the bat suit needs actual muscle in it or not. But I think Ben Affleck's been staying in shape still, but maybe not Batman shape, but who knows?
Well, Bruce Wayne shape. I mean, depending on what there's so many different things you can do. I mean, I'm assuming for the most part this is trying to add some more beef to the actual story. I hope. I hope it's giving you a little more background. Because it just seemed like it was going from action scene to action scene, and it was very rushed.
Here's the part people forget, though. Snyder, he's talked about what his vision was, and it was awful. Like, he talked about how we should get into the dark side of why Batman is the way he is, and he wanted to film Bruce Wayne getting butt raped in prison to show why he's so angry. And it's like, wait a minute, no. Bruce Wayne's angry because his parents were killed. That's all we need.
Would this be before or after Batlube? Just wondering. I mean,
no, I don't. All I know is he was saying how he wanted a scene, and they said no. He wanted to show.
He's going to meet Robin, so Robin will be in the next cell going, "Holy Batroom, Batman!"
Yeah, Batman's on the Jeffrey Epstein Island, and who knows what. I don't know. It's
Robin's showing, just let it happen. Just let it happen.
I mean, here's my thing, Snyder. I do like Snyder's work as a cinematographer. I think he does beautiful scenes, and I think they do. And he's great at these epic moments. The problem is he's horrible at telling the story between the dots. That's where he doesn't get. So here we go. Yeah, we got maybe maybe Cavill's mustache can make an appearance. They should put that back in. Have Superman rise from the dead with a mustache. I mean, he rose with a mullet. Why can't he rise with a mustache?
It's true. He grew a mullet while he was dead, so why not? That's good.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't that Superman in the '90s? Mullet Superman.
Yeah, came out with a mullet.
Then we have the infamous Nicolas Cage in the Superman suit with the long hair.
That was bad.
That's the movie I wanted to see, though. Not necessarily with Nick Cage, but I like the script that Kevin wrote, because I read Kevin Smith's script back then.
That was brilliant.
It was really good.
It was Brainiac, right?
Should have been.
Yeah. It actually had several DC stuff. It just put it right back in the DC universe, and he had other stuff involved, but it was they never went ahead with it because of the whole Nick Cage never should have been Superman, but
it was a brilliant storyline, though. The way they explained the conflict between Batman and Superman was perfect. The ending is powerful. The way they do it, I didn't like the way they went.
Actually, he's a pretty decent writer, actually. I mean,
definitely.
That hit home, but he's a comic.
My only complaint is with Kevin Smith is I'm tired of seeing a picture of him crying and revealing the behind the scenes of whatever he got allowed to see. Stop crying. Be happy for once. You're seeing stuff fans would kill to see.
He's in the right place for all that. That's for sure.
I know. Yeah, he's doing. Which then ties into the whole theory behind why what happened to him at San Diego ComicCon. He revealed a little too much about what he saw and said for Lucasfilm, and they might have sabotaged his panel.
Well, yeah, it's like, hey, everybody, let's get up and leave Hall H, and we're gonna go take care of some really cool stuff you can't see anywhere else. And next up is the last panel of the day with Kevin Smith, and nobody saw.
For those who don't know, the history of Hall H is like the pinnacle of panels in all of Comic-Cons, and people would wait outside all night to get in. And once you were in, you were in. You never left. And only Star Wars could clear the room where everyone's like, okay, I'm out of here. And poor Kevin Smith is sitting there to an empty hall all by himself.
Which never happens. I mean,
yeah,
he is Comic-Con royalty.
Yeah. Not when John Williams is giving a free concert outside.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah, buses, and they took them all somewhere. It reminded me of the way back when Andy Kaufman did his special. At the end of his special, he goes, and we've got milk and cookies for everybody. He put everybody on buses and took them somewhere and left Carnegie Hall, and they went and had milk and cookies.
Yep.
That's fantastic.
So, yeah, so, to get back on track with Poe, we're talking about Poe Macabre Master, written and drawn and everything by Mr. right there in the middle, Kevin E. Minor. How do people find you on Facebook?
artofkevm.com.
Art of Kev M.
Art of Kev M on Facebook, sorry. Or KevinEMinerts.com or Kevin E. Minerts Instagram, I think. I'm so bad at that. I just click the links. So
if I type in Kevin E. Minor, are there any other of you out there? Are there?
Yeah. There's a lawyer out in California, and there's a doctor or chiropractor up in Michigan. So both who have a lot better credit than me. That's usually how I found out. Because when I went to go and apply for credit, one time the guy came back and said, "Wow, you still have really good credit after buying the boat." I'm like, "Boat? Yes, yes, boat. What's my credit score? 800. Yep, boat. I bought a boat. Yep. So does that mean the bills go to the other one?
Exactly. How about you, Bret? Do you have other Bret Pinsons out there?
There actually is. I've got a couple that friended me on Facebook. One of them did. Him and his brother Bart. So there's Bret and Bart. I think their parents were Maverick fans because it's Bret and Bart and that. But yeah, there is a few out there, and not many though. But it's funny, I didn't learn about them any other ones till like I was in my 30s. So it's weird. Of course, I think social media is what helped find a lot of that. But I don't have any problems. I'm the real Bret, so everybody finds me easy. Because I use my middle initial, Bret R. Pinson, and that's how I've been able to found a lot easier.
So there's one other Scott Zambelli out there. He lives overseas. I always wonder though, if people Google him, because when you Google my name, it's all my art, and I'm all over internet, right? And this poor guy, he's probably like, how come? Who is this guy?
Yeah,
he tries to post something, and it's all my stuff that shows up when people search for it. And I always feel bad for him.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There's I've had a couple when you search me, you find mostly me, but then you see there's a kid that was he's got to be past college now, but he was high school football by my name. There's a guy with my name that worked in movies back in the 90s a little bit, him and his wife, and so I had a cross thing on my IMDb credit with that. I got that fixed up years ago, so it's he's got his. I got mine. You should
keep that. It might get you into Comic-Cons.
So I've got an acting credit, and I was even recognized as an actor at San Diego last year, just not for any movies I was in. So she just goes, "I knew you were an actor." I was like, "Yes, I am."
That's right. You are future victim number 5 or something.
Number 2.
What was it?
Future victim number 2. Yes.
Just start making up other ones, Bret. So when someone asks.
Yeah,
that's what we gotta do next. We got to turn Bardstone into a short film movie studio, so we can start getting IMDb credits.
There we go.
But we should only play parts that actually don't have names. So it's all like man with rock or man number 2 with hand and ass. Things like that. Just random things.
I think it's like I was I was studying film in college, and I was a character in a television show, and I was the actor like on the side. I was like, like man number 4, or something like that, or foot number 3, things like that. I was like a no-name actor, and I was on a show being interviewed like I was some big deal.
I always put this out. If there's anyone out there doing any horror movies, small press horror movies, or whatever, I will totally draw you stuff for your.
I thought you were going to volunteer to be a corpse.
Yeah, I just want you to kill me. That's it. I'll totally trade you killing me for some artwork. So anyone out there doing some horror movies, I'd love to be.
They're doing that with Jurassic World. They have that as a a reward or something for. I think it's Omaze. I'm not sure, but somebody can win a spot where they get eaten by a dinosaur on Jurassic World.
Nice.
So you could be in the movie as another victim.
I want to be victim
Jacob's
number
asking
5.
how we came up with the name Bardstone. Bardstone. Well, Brett and I have a series called the Oddlands, which kind of and a character named Odd, which kind of became the inspiration behind Odd Musings. And you see him in our little logo that we have for. Actually, I can pull it up on our StreamYard here. Let's see here. If I go to. Actually, you have those logos up. I think Brett on yours. Do I have it on mine? Let's see. Brand.
What's that?
No, I don't have the Odd Musings ones up, so I can't pull it up on mine.
Oh, but, I got to blow it up on my StreamYard, but not on here. So
yeah, that's okay. But anyways, so Bardstones are these elements that are in the story, and we used it for our publishing company here. I like the name, but so yeah, with and the Oddlands, Brett and I have talked. We've developed quite a bit of it, actually. It's just the timing hasn't been right to finish it, but I think it's been a blessing that we didn't finish it, because doing what we're doing now, I think we're going to be able. I was the primary artist on it, but I don't think my style is quite. We want something a little more whimsical and fun, and doing what we're doing, I think we're going to be able to hire an artist who will get the style we actually want for the book. So, I think it was a blessing in disguise that both of us kept getting delayed on that and this stuff. But there's Odd. There's our friend Odd there, and that's our Odd Musings logo. So
yeah, we got some cool ideas with them. We got the field guide to start us off, and then eventually want to do some other stories. And I was even a couple ideas for a couple of children's books, tying in some of the characters that we created through the field guide. But yeah, if we can, we're gonna have to talk to. We got a friend of ours. Her husband moved out to California recently, but try to see if she's something she'd be interested in doing and going from there. Yeah. And then I think it'd be fun. It's still a fun. I think it's a fun story idea we had, and he came out with the idea of just when we started the podcast. I was like, let's come up with a mascot character just to have fun with, and we came up with him. And next thing you know, boom, we had stories. In fact, when we were in Vegas last together is when we actually talked about creating it and worked on several of the pages. So.
Yeah, so I mean, we have character designs, we have the world laid out. I have so much art, I just can't wait till I can put out there and reveal. We got the Schnoggings or
Snogrins.
Did I say that? What?
Snogrins.
Snogrins. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
you can tell it's been a little while since I've thought about it, but there are some fun creatures. It's a magical world, and we're just excited to get this out. But it's just timing and money has been the issue, and but we're now getting to the point where we can do this the justice that we want within our head. We have a very distinct style in mind that we're hoping to be able to do, and unfortunately, neither of us does that style. So, so yeah. One thing as people, as fans that are out there, they always think, oh, you're good at drawing, draw this. Everyone has their own style, and when you operate in your style, it's very comfortable, it's fun. But when you try to draw something that's not your style, it is so much work and effort, and you never feel like it's good, you know.
All right.
So anyways, that's Odd. I like Odd. He's a fun little guy. So there's Poe. Back to Poe. So how do you be a Poe boy? sponsor this awesome Kickstarter.
Yep,
We're approaching the
lots of
1
great
hour
rewards.
mark already.
Yeah, we got 1 week to go, exactly, almost. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll finish up
we-
next
we-
week
next
around
week.
this time.
Yeah, we'll do another show at 7 p.m. next week where we will talk all about Poe and try to get, let's see if we can cross over the 3,000 mark, unlock the next stretch goal, right? The next stretch goal.
Yep, 3,000 is the next stretch goal. It'll be a third additional free print for everyone that is a backer. So for people that don't understand stretch goals, after you reach the initial goal, we've set stretch goals. So every time we get to another level, you get more free stuff. It's that simple. So we've unlocked number 1 and 2, which means everyone, no matter what the reward, is going to get a signed mini print of the Raven there that I drew. It'll be signed by myself. And everyone's going to get a signed Raven Nevermore print there, which is also one of the variant covers for the book, signed by Scott. If we are lucky enough to get to 3,000, then we have a third free print that everyone will get signed by myself. And then if the floodgates open up and we get to 3,500, we will be able to increase the cover to a cardstock glossy super premium cover, which I really kind of hope we're able to do that. It would really add another level to that Kickstarter exclusive cover, which you can only get by back in the Kickstarter, and it just makes it even that much more of a collectible. So I hope we can get to that point. Again, it just is another way to say thank you and to try to get the most premium product in your hands. And and we're looking forward to it.
So this is how you can help. You can pledge, donate, be part of this. Every little bit helps. Doesn't take much to make a pledge, no matter how big or small. But if you want rewards, they're all listed. You can see what levels they are to earn rewards. Another way you can help, if you've already pledged, go ahead and go on our page here. See here, you can share. You can share on Facebook. You can send out tweets. You can do emails. There's different ways where you could share this. So the people on your pages that maybe we can't reach to let them know, you can. So it's as simple as clicking share. If you can't donate, that's okay. You can still share. That costs you nothing. Every little bit helps though. Getting the word out so other people see it is what this is about. This is what crowdfunding is. We're bypassing the studios and going straight to you, the fans.
All right. Yeah, don't underestimate the importance and how much of an impact just sharing the project on your page can have. It's huge. It only takes a couple of people to share it, for another couple of people to see it, for someone out there that might not know any of us is a big Poe fan and sees it, and you never know. So not only does it benefit us, but it also gets the book out there in front of other people who truly ultimately would love to have the book. And I find so many of them looking through Kickstarter, and I'm like, damn, that one's over. I would have totally bought that. I didn't know that was out. I saw a couple as I was looking through it. I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna back this. I'm like, oh crap, it was fun. It's a year old. Damn, I missed it. So and you really miss out. And there was a Hellboy role-playing game, which I'm not a big role player, but my God, it looked cool. And it was on Kickstarter. And I'm like, and I see it, and I'm reading about it, oh, I want this thing, and I missed it like days. And that thing is like what a big collectible. I just wanted it to check it out and play with the toys. I mean, honestly, I just wanted. Maybe I'd figure out how to play the game. I just wanted the little figures and pretend like I was Hellboy. But it's something I would totally like. Here's my money, take it. $50, $100, here, take it. I instantly wanted it. So it only takes sharing it and to get it in front of someone that may just fall in love with it instantly, and that's going to be a huge help for us. And it looks like we officially went into 6 days left. So
we just crossed the
Yep. So it will. Yep, it will end at exactly 8 o'clock 1 week from today. So there's 1 week left.
And we can't stress it enough. This is fully funded. We've met the minimum goal. The issue is fully finished. It just needs to be printed. So there really is no risk involved. And you're supporting independent comics. You're supporting, if you're from Indiana, you're supporting a local artist and writer in Kevin Miner. If you're in Michigan, you're supporting a local publishing company in Michigan here. So, or if you're in Arizona, you're supporting a local printer because they're going to be printing us out in Phoenix. So, so many good stuff. And then
it helps everybody. It helps a lot of different avenues and a lot of small businesses. And again, you can buy books anywhere. We appreciate your interest in our books, and buying them directly from us this way gets you a better and a premium product at a better price, but it also directly puts the money in our hands. It helps us to continue to make these books. And like Scott said, the book's completely done. So at this point, this is a pre-order, which will get you a lot of free swag that you won't get anywhere else. That's the way to look at it at this point.
Yep. Well, very good, gentlemen. Any other parting goodbyes before we leave the world of Facebook?
Join us next week so we can do the countdown to the end of the Kickstarter and talk some more about this. And I don't know, we should tease a little bit more next week about the upcoming Kickstarter in a few weeks, Crimson Shadows.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, looking forward to it. So on that note, thank you everybody who tuned in. Thank you, Jacob, for checking in with us. It was a pleasure
to hear from you, Jacob.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get to see him at a show sometime in the future here.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. All right, well, I'd say take us out, Dominic, but we don't have theme music or anything for these segments. So
we need to get we need to get a Bardstone intro and exit video thing. Definitely. So that's what I'll have to work on next.
All right, take care, everyone.
All right.